Welcome to my 25,000 mile review of my 2018 Toyota Tacoma Off-Road Edition. This time the review is going to come to you from Engineer Pass just outside of Ouray, Colorado. Engineer Pass is part of the Alpine Loop that runs from Ouray to Silverton. It's about, I don't know, just under 70 miles of off-road heaven, as you're going to see in this video. Let's dive right into the review. Let's start off at the end, and let me just say that I've had my Tacoma now for 2 years, 25,000 miles, and I've had a lot of Toyotas over the years. I've had 4 different 4Runners, I've had Tundras, I've had a lot of other four-wheel drive vehicles, and the Tacoma is by far my favorite vehicle ever, and not just for off-road, but just for daily driving, just for living with the vehicle. Couple things I changed. Obviously, the first one here, you can see I changed out the tires. The Goodyear Wranglers that come with it are kind of crap, so I went with BFGoodrich's KO2s. These are 265 by 70 by 17s on fuel rims, and I went with those tires because they were about as big as I could get on there without having them rub. Having said that, in the future I do plan to add 33-inch tires, or maybe even 34s, but I want to make sure that I re-gear the truck when I do that, probably with 529 gears. I think the Tacoma, the way it is a little under-geared, so I didn't want to get bigger tires and then drive it like that, underpowered, for too long. The next thing on my Tacoma I changed was the suspension. I gotta say that the off-road edition suspension is really nice. It rides soft, but it handles really well. But, you know, again, I was gonna do some off-roading, so I definitely wanted a lift, but I wanted to keep that soft, compliant suspension. So what I ended up going with was the Accutune's 5A kit, which was basically 2.5-inch king coilovers in the front with Icon Delta joint UCAs, and in the back it's really nice. It's 12-inch king racing shocks, which are set up on Archive Garage shock towers, so it's got an awful lot of suspension travel, and holding everything up are Icon's RXT springs on Archive Garage hangers. And I gotta tell you, the ride on this thing is absolutely amazing. Here I'm driving around with my friend and his 4Runner, and his 4Runner has big 33-inch tires. I have 31.5-inch, give or take, tires, and I can go as fast as he can, probably even faster, only because my suspension just soaks everything up, and it keeps the truck really dialed in. So if you're keeping score, I have about 2.5 inches of lift in the front and about 3.5 in the back, and I could probably add another inch of lift up front, but then I would lose some articulation out of my front end. I did not build a mall crawler. I built something that I thought could go anywhere while hauling me and the fam and a tent and some extra gear. And like I said, this suspension just works so well, especially with as much rear end travel as I end up with. I never end up, or I almost never end up with a rear tire hanging out in space, just spinning. The tires always stay planted and in contact with the ground, and it just pulls us everywhere we ask it to go. Another mod that you can't see is I have the Orange Virus Tuning ECU Reflash on my truck, and I did that partially because, I mean, any stock vehicle can always do with a little bit of tuning. Also, if there's one thing I hate about this truck, and there really is only one thing, it's how the transmission shifts on the street. The transmission is just, it shifts like it's its job. That's the only thing it's meant to do is go up gears and down gears. And Tune helped that a little bit. This is, the current tune is 1.05. I'm waiting for their 2.0 tune to come out.
Oops.
One of the first things that I added to the truck was a full set of skid plates from RCI. These cover everything from the very front of the truck to the transmission to the transfer case. I think I had only had the truck for, I don't know, 2 or 3 months when I punched a hole in the stock piece of tin that they hang underneath your truck. So I replaced those with heavy steel skid plates just for peace of mind, and I went with steel over aluminum because steel slides and aluminum does not. I didn't want to get stuck on top of some rock somewhere. The other thing you'll see that I added were RCI Rock Sliders along the sides. On top of the truck, I have a Prinsu roof rack. On the front of that is a Baja Designs S8 30-inch light. And I gotta tell you, I really like the Baja Designs light with the driving combo and whatnot on it. When you turn that thing on, there's no dead spots and there are no bright spots. It just works really well. And of course, the Prinsu rack is just, it's super solid. Covering the bed, I have a Snugtop GB Sport camper shell or topper, depending on which one to call it. I think it looks really nice. I like it a lot. The only thing I wish I would have done differently, I wish I would have gotten a topper that had that you could get into from the sides. That, you know, instead of having windows, the sides would flip up. Other than that, it works really well. I like it. Another thing I love about the Tacoma is how the back seats fold down really flat. That gives the dogs a lot of room in the back. They can roam around, and Bernie right now in this video right here is 7 months old. He's probably going to get up to, I don't know, at least 100 pounds, another 30 pounds heavier than Marley, so they're going to need a lot of room. And the Tacoma, like I said, when you fold the seats down, they fold flat front to back. They make this perfect platform for those guys to hang out and ride around in.
Wait. Bernie.
On top of the topper is a Prinsu cab rack. On top of that is an Overland Pros rooftop tent. And I'm really surprised I don't see more of those. For the price point, they're like $200 to $400 cheaper than everybody else's rooftop tent. And I also have the Overland Pros Wraptor awning that we normally have on. In this video it's not on, but normally we have that on. And that thing works so nice. The biggest question I get after what size tires do you have and what size lift do you have is, where did you get that hood decal? And I'm kind of embarrassed to say I got it from some guy selling them on eBay, and I cannot find him anymore. So I don't know if he quit or what, but if you find these decals, you let me know, because I need a new one. As always, thanks for watching. I have no idea what you guys see in any of these things, but just know I really appreciate it. And let me know when y'all want to do the loop. It's so much fun.